have to be very mindful. We have to be very intentional about making time for ourselves. Hey, Authentic Therapist. Today, we're actually going to be talking about self-love, self-care as an entrepreneur. So we know that being an entrepreneur can be really taxing on not only your mind, but also in your body. We also know that as an entrepreneur, sometimes we can get into like that hustle and bustle of not taking care of ourselves, but more so focus on work. It's almost like what they call like that hamster wheel. It's where you have your to-do list, your long to-do list, and you just feel like maybe if I just keep checking these things off, then I'll get that feeling of relaxation. I'll get that feeling of accomplishment. But then it never happens, because then you end up adding another to-do list that you have for tomorrow. So let me know in the comment section if I'm the only one, but this is definitely something that I know that I have kind of been training myself on, realizing that as an entrepreneur, it really just as someone that really puts their all into their work and really wants to make sure things are getting done, that to-do list and that task, everything is that you have to do is always going to be there. There is always going to be something else that has to get done. So how do we still maintain our self-care and love and appreciation for who we are, not just about what we're doing, but for who we are as individuals, not just as an entrepreneur? And what that means is that we have to be very mindful. We have to be very intentional about making time. Now, I'm definitely one to talk, because I could definitely get into, like, once I get started and I get into a groove of working and getting things done, then it's like I just want to keep going, try to see how much I can get done. But even for me, I realized that that's not really helpful, not even just for myself, but if you have like a partner, if you have children, you need to make sure that you have a balance in your life. So I'm here to tell you that part of self-care and self-love as an entrepreneur is creating balance for yourself. Now, what balance looks like for you, what balance looks like for me might be completely different, but you know the areas that you need to kind of pull back on. You know the people that are in your life that you need to give more attention to, or the things you need to give more attention to. So I'm not here to tell you which way to go, what to pull back on, but just to remind you to assess where you are in life, what your needs are according to for yourself, as well as according to the people that are in your life that you are connected with and that you feel like you need to be there to support as well. We have to create balance. Now, ideas, just to give you a little bit of an idea, it could mean cutting off your time for work for the day, like we just talked about the time frame and working. It could mean like having a particular day during the week where you're not seeing clients. Even that could be creating a balance, because some of us, we see clients 5 days a week, 6 days a week, some of us probably even 7 days a week. But where in that time are you making time for your self-care and for loving on yourself? What I really want to challenge you guys to do is to think about not just being in the seat of like the entrepreneur or in the person that is providing the service, but think about if the roles were reversed. So we want to do a little role play right now. If you were the person that was being spoken to, if you were telling someone else about the rat races you realize that you're in, the lack of time you're devoting to yourself, the lack of self-care, whether it's hygiene, like maybe grooming, maybe getting massages, maybe going for a walk, maybe exercising, maybe eating healthy, whatever that thing is, if you were to tell someone else that, what would they say to you? Imagine if you were the person that was looking at someone else and talking to someone else with your story. What would you tell that person about how you need to provide self-care and self-love for yourself? I want you to think on this day in particular, how you can start to show love to yourself. Leave it in the comments. What is it that you can start doing to show love to yourself? Because remember, as we're working as therapists, as we're working as entrepreneurs, as we're serving other people, yes, it's about serving other people, and it's about encouraging and supporting other people. But you remember, you can't actually give your all if you're not taking care of yourself. So even as you're grinding it out, even as you're working hard, building your practices, remember to love yourself. All right, I will talk to you later. Take care, Authentic Therapist.